Welcome once again to the hangar. It's a very wet day again, so I thought we'd have a little chat down here and then we'd do something entirely different. I wanted to say a big thank you for the year to all my lovely friends for supporting me, supporting the channel, and we're now just come up for 730 subscribers, which is absolutely astonishing to me. Thank you all so much. And anybody watches the All Year Motorcyclist, thank you for those that have actually put me forward, among others, many others, as your favourite watch. So that's just a slight tear there. Thank you. Now, what are we going to talk about? Well, first of all, I'm going to talk about the, you won't be able to see it, but up on the wall is a touring windscreen, which I bought for the Meteor a couple of years ago. And because the wind, I found the wind on my chest on the Meteor was a bit chronic. So I thought, well, perhaps a touring windscreen might help. So I bought the touring windscreen, fitted it, and all it really seemed to do was produce an awful lot of blustery wind. But I kept it on for a year, and then when I sold the Meteor, I decided, well, there's no point in leaving it on there because you won't get any more for it being on there, nor would you if I fit any panniers. You just get the basic book price, as they call it. So I took the windscreen off, thinking to myself, I might fit that to the Hunter. Surely it would fit, wouldn't it? No, of course it doesn't. On the Hunter, there's a welded piece on the left-hand upper fork leg, which means that the clamp that goes around that fork leg would have to be modified quite drastically to get it to fit. Well, I left it alone for about a year, and eventually it got to me last week, and I thought, I've just got to do something about that, that windscreen. Will it actually make a difference on the on Hurricane, which is the bike I thought I'd fit it to? So got a bit of cardboard and started to try different arrangements for filing away a little cutaway to take to clear that welded piece. Eventually I got it to fit and tried it out, as you will see in a very short clip of the video on wet roads, of course. And unfortunately it was not a success. It felt most peculiar having a windscreen on there for a start. It made the steering a bit just a bit heavy at the front end, heavier than it is normally. So it lost that nice agile feeling that the Hunter has. And so it also meant there's an awful lot of noise caused by wind eddying, which affected the microphone on the camera. So I decided, no, take the windscreen off. But you will see it on there, and also you're filming through a windscreen. And I don't actually like that very much. I much prefer a nice clear view. I like to have the instruments and my hands and the bars in plain view. But beyond that, no, I like a nice clear view. So that's why it's not on there now. But I did try it, and so now I know. So it's back up on the wall again. Now the next other part of the video is something entirely different, so we'll wait and see what that is. I won't prickle it, but I will just blow my whistle here to announce it. There we go. Oh dear, right in my ears. So we'll see you for that one, perhaps, if you'd like to stay for it. And I will at this stage wish you all a very happy Christmas again, because this will definitely be the last video before Christmas and the New Year. So have a wonderful Christmas and a wonderful New Year, and we'll see you in 2024 with some nice dry roads, perhaps. I certainly hope so. This wet weather is definitely getting me down. Anyway, see you there. Bye for now. Bye. A few of you will be familiar with this model railway of mine, but I thought I'd give you a bit of an update on where we are now. With any model railway, it's a work in progress, and there's an awful lot still to do. It's been going now for about 5 years, and
it took a big leap forward during lockdown when I started to send WhatsApp videos to a few friends to keep us all in touch. And it was entitled Peter's Railway Walks. It began from this railway station here, and this is called West Bay in the model railway environment. And we had to walk around the station concourse. Back then, of course, it didn't have anything like the same station buildings. It was very much earlier stage, and the railway actually began life on this wall down here, but gradually it evolved. The railway walk started from here, and we walked along here. I look at the platforms and the locomotives, which are here. I've got some Southern Electric sets. Here we have got the parcels area, and this is the marshalling yard with coaling happening just there. And then of course we've got the turntable arrangement here. We've got some station houses just over here. And I should explain the whole reason behind the railway was to relive the 1950s, the steam days, when I used to travel with my parents to my gran and granddad's at Brinkworth, which is in Wiltshire. And they lived in the station cottages there. There were 3 station cottages. They lived in the middle one. And next door was a little lad called Kenny. And Kenny and I used to watch the trains go past. In those days it was Western region, but it was real. We always thought of it as Great Western Railway, of course. And so this came about because unfortunately he died in his 40s, and I missed him so much that I thought, well, I'll try and create something that captures those days of the locomotives we would have seen, and perhaps ones we would have liked to have seen. So that's how this came about, this railway. So we'll move back a little bit here, and you can see this farm area here, the church with the steep sheep, and a couple there enjoying a little bit of a sit down, chap walking across the bridge. Now this is called the River Kenny, and that leads down to a little cove called Porthkenny. So the locomotive is just coming past now, and this, for anybody interested, is a Class 9F hauling coal. Small bridge going over to the railway station, and that leads down to Kenny's Cove, of course, and the railway station itself is called Porthkenny. And just coming down here, you can just see Kenny and Peter waiting and watching for the trains. So there's a little footbridge which leads over to who knows where. The Enchanted Land, let's say. Another railway station at Porthkenny, of course. And there's a camping coach, which are very common in the 1950s and even into the 1960s. You'd hire the coach for a week or two. Up over here we have the tunnel, and that leads off to Malmesbury. And here's a Pullman set coming from Malmesbury, and railway workmen down there, of course. Always work going on the railway. They never sleep. So leading around here, the first thing we notice is this, and this is the Titfield Thunderbolt Experience coach, because not many people know this, but the Titfield Thunderbolt was actually filmed here at Great Somerford, and believe that if you will. And So there is an experienced coach which is very popular. So moving back a little bit here, we can see the signal box at Great Somerford, and over there we have the canal and canal building, also work in progress. And here we have Great Somerford railway station. What busy little places, Great Somerford. Underpasses to get from one side to the other, because it's right on the main line, and it's quite popular, as you can see, people waiting for the train. And just there. Some more coaling going on over there, and another turntable. And here we have some four-wheeler coaches, and I see we've got an interloper from the Southern Railway just in there. So there's another locomotive with loaded with coal, because we are talking about the coal age here. This is all pre-digital, of course. And just over here we have the tunnel entrance, and that tunnel that represents the badminton tunnel, or Chipping Sodbury tunnel, as it's also perhaps called. Don't know about that actually. I'm not entirely sure about that. But that tunnel goes right the way through, moving swiftly on. And here's the exit of the tunnel, with the Class 9F arriving fairly soon. I can hear it. I'm sure you can too. There we are. There's the 9F coming through. And that's just going into the village of Brinkworth. Here on the wall is a small map of Brinkworth. That's how I remember it. Now obviously this depicts something like Brinkworth, but not quite. But it's all in the imagination, of course. Model railways is about imagination and illusion. So down there we've got the Brinkworth Brook. And there's another full coach set waiting there at Brinkworth railway station. And up over that way we've got the village inn and the goods shed. Now that leads out of there and this is representing the sea wall at Dawlish. And now coming back into West Bay Station, past the signal box. And that concludes our short visit to Peters Model Railway. I hope you've enjoyed this. Ideal for a wet day. Here we are, just out for a little road test on local roads, trying the windscreen out, and my initial feelings are that it, as I said, upsets the balance of the steering a little. The windscreen
windscreen and its mounts are quite hard, quite heavy, relatively speaking, of course. And but the main problem is that the air comes up the windscreen and then goes straight up to my face, making it much cooler. So that wasn't very pleasant. But also, I don't really care for be watching this through the windscreen. I'd rather have it open. And you also get a lot of eddying around the back of the screen. It's not so bad. When I used to have the camera mounted actually on the handlebars, that was fine. It was in a still area, and that was excellent. But further back on my chest, you get a lot of these eddying currents, and that causes a lot of wind noise, which isn't so bad at these sort of speeds. But get above 40, and it's very bad. You can't hear the exhaust note at all. So that wasn't a success. But anyway, I thought I'd just let you see what it was like riding around where that windscreen fitted. And you can actually see that RE symbol on there, which I know James and Chris will both enjoy watching that. So thanks ever so much for watching this little bit, and I hope you enjoyed the railway part too. And we'll see you again, as I say, in 2024 on dry roads.